Welcome to Round 1, Group 2 of our Hatchbacks tournament. Cars were involuntarily entered after being donated to the winner of the Aries Diecast D&Q tournament from 3 years ago. Up first on the poll we have Scoupe from Poverty Hollow Racing. Scoupe finished first in Round 1 at Aries Diecast and scored an impressive 12 points in Round 2 at that same tournament. Scoupe unable to maintain the lead coming out of the split lanes, but Jim D in the dark gray Mercedes loses control and Scoupe is able to get by. I believe we're going to take another look at that in slow motion. And yes, you can see Jim hits the outer lane, skids inside, and Scoupe is able to maneuver around him, taking the outer lane, and then drifting and catching the inside to take the lead. Jim D spins around and is going to finish second. Scoupe, who was in the pole position, has 6 points. Jim D has 5. Next on the pole is Storm Trooperson from Hotbox Match Wheels. Storm, in Round 1, Group 1 at Aries Diecast, finished with 13 points, which was not quite enough to move on to the second round. And Scoupe and Jim definitely sense that and pass Storm coming out of the lane turns. Storm tries to give Scoupe a little bump there, but it looks like Jim and Scoupe are going to safely make it through. Here we can get another look, and they just go 3 wide going into the first open turn. Jim comes out cleanly. Stormtrooper hits Scoupe, trying to bump him out of the way, but just can't do it. Scoupe and Jim are going to be tied at 11, and on the pole next will be Poppy from Mr. Christie Racing. In the previous tournament, Poppy finished first in Round 1, Group 2, and got 5 points in Round 2, Group 1. The two current leaders both lined up in that outside lane. Poppy trying to put that inside lane to use. But here comes Scoupe and Jim. Poppy able to fight off Jim D, but here comes Storm Trooperson. Poppy's able to come in second. Let's see if we can get another look at this. There, Scoupe dives in front. Poppy fighting Jim D. Stormtrooperson looks to the outside and is able to swing in, not quite get around Poppy. That's going to give Scoupe the lead with 17, Jim D with 14, and Poppy with 11. Up next on the pole is Wes Cosen. Wes scored 16 points in the previous tournament, making it to round 2 where he scored 10. But it looks like Poppy and Jim D make a break for it out of the opening gate. Stormtrooperson cuts to the outside, blocking Scoupe. Poppy finds a very clean line and Jim D is right behind him. We will get another look at this. We can see Poppy set up a drift just to the inside and then picks a very clean line coming through. They both stay about midway on that turn, Jim D right behind him. Stormtrooperson in reverse right behind them. And it's going to be 20 points for Scoupe, Jim D with 19, Poppy with 17. Up next is Aries on the pole. Aries scored an impressive 12 points in Round 1 Group 5 at the previous tournament, but that wasn't enough to make it to Round 2. But here, Aries finds himself in excellent position with Jim D right behind him. And it looks like our current leader stalled out on the second to last turn. That's really not what you wanted to see if you were Scoupe, but let's see what happened. Poppy goes in for a huge block. This lets Aries and Jim D make a break for it. Scoupe gets caught behind all the madness and loses all his momentum. Poppy, Wes, and Stormtrooper are able to escape that turn, but Scoupe must have blown a tire or something. Going into the final race, it's Jim D with 24, Scoupe with 20, Poppy with 21, moving into second place. Jim D of Indiana Diecast Racing on the pole. Jim finished Round 1, Group 7 with 14 points, but that wasn't enough to move him on to the next round. But Jim and Scoupe have an impressive lead coming out of that laned turn. But look at Stormtrooperson with the giant drift around the outside. Maybe we'll get another look at that. Here you can see Jim D in the lead, Scoupe right behind him, and watch the orange car. Pass 2 on the inside, Aries cuts low, Stormtrooper goes high, and Stormtrooper maintains that drift all the way around the outside, passing Scoupe and taking second for the round. Very impressive stuff. Let's take a look at that final score, and it looks like it's going to be Jim D with 30 points, Scoupe with 24, Poppy with 22 points, Stormtrooperson with 20, Aries with 16, and West Coastson with 13. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, please like and subscribe. It really helps everything out.